Their first match was very close.
Yeah, there was a lot of energy for this match earlier today, and I think it has a lot to do with the rivalry that is developing between Tayane Porfirio and Gabi Pessanha, and we see them going for a second time today. Earlier, the match was very close, like you said, Danny. It came right down to the wire. We'll see if there's any difference in how it's executed today. Tayane had a single pick up there to go right off the edge.
Back to the center of the mat.
Now, we talked about this before, but at Brasileiros, they exchanged matches because they also had fights in the super heavy and the open class together. They went 1-1. And so now we have the same situation here at the World Championships. Gabi taking the super heavy title, earning her 9th gold medal at the World Championships, if you can believe it. And Tayane looking to break that streak.
Spent a little more time on the feet in this match.
Yeah, we didn't see too much of that in their previous match. We saw Gabi pull initially, right, and get right to work. And then later on, when they had a reset, Tayane went for a guard pull, went straight underneath to the legs. That's actually how Gabi got ahead in the match. She earned an advantage there, but then Tayane returned it with an advantage as well. And I think they ended 2-1 advantages with Gabi in the lead, right? I think they're both going to probably receive a penalty here for passivity.
It's our second to last match of the event. Tayane Porfirio, Gabriele Pessanha will be followed by Eric Muniz, Gutenberg Pereira, our absolute black belt finals. Gabriele, the defending absolute champion here at the Worlds. Won the absolute in 21, 22, 23, and 24.
We saw both of the side referees just now motion for a double penalty and a reset in the center. So we'll see an advantage awarded to each person. Got just under 8 minutes left here. It'll be interesting to see if they opt to re-poll. I think it's likely that both of them felt a little under pressure on those polls earlier, and they did feel, you know, maybe they felt, I don't want to use the word fear, but just some respect for the passing on top, and they were like, okay, maybe let's change this up a little bit. Let's try to play on top only. See here, Gabi has some interesting grips here. I think she had a double collar, and when she went for a pull here, Guy went over the top of the head. See Tayane, you can notice when they reset here, her hands were up near her collars, and you can kind of block those collar grips from coming in, or at least prevent them from being as high, so they have to grab lower on the body, and that gives them less leverage to break your posture when they pull, so she kind of comes in with those hands up high. I don't see that very often in jiu-jitsu, but in judo it's quite common. People approach you with their hands up already blocking their collar grips.
Over 3 minutes in, 2 penalties each. And like you said, Kendall, looks like Gabriele and Tayane both came in with the strategy to try to play on top.
What's interesting with both of these ladies, too, is they are not people that you normally see with many penalties in their matches. They're both not passive fighters at all. They're very active. They're usually overwhelming and bulldozing through, quite frankly, their opponents, whether on top or bottom. I mean, they're submission hunters. They're always fighting forward. But in this match in particular, I definitely think we're seeing some heavy respect for wanting to be on the top position versus the last match where they both were received some disadvantageous positions when playing on bottom. And so they're kind of canceling each other out here. But, you know, we're about at the 4-minute mark. I think we're going to see something change. We saw a third penalty come up on the board, 2 points apiece. So if there were to be a fourth penalty now, it would be a disqualification. Definitely don't think that's how we're going to go out in the open class final of the Worlds. And confirmation of that, Gabi jumped close guard. We're going to reset to the center. They're going to fix the uniform.
I would imagine the 3 penalties will definitely change the strategy going forward. Like you said, neither Tayane nor Gabrielle can get another without being disqualified. So there's still a lot of time left, 6 minutes left. They're going to have to be pretty aggressive.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know, with whether it's a double guard pull or passivity or whatever it is, when we get up there in that 3, oh, here we see a cross collar choke attempt from Gabrielle. Even if she doesn't finish here, because Tayane is pushing on the arm and she's defending, it's very likely there will be an advantage, which will put her ahead in the match slightly.
Left hand grip looked a little bit high. Couldn't tell how it started.
No advantage awarded. There may be if she releases that grip, but it actually appears the judges did not see that it was a dangerous enough of a threat to award an advantage. And she switches now to underhooking the leg, and as she does that, Tayane is able to break the guard open, and she now has, I think, a double under grip here. Oh no, her right arm is still inside slightly. Tayane's right arm is still inside. Gabi could lock a triangle here. She has her legs locked, not necessarily in a triangle, but together. And now she could take a look at the leg here, but Tayane is going to actually collect the leg, and she has this grip on the collar that is stapling Gabi's head down. But now Tayane, as she's trying to move around, she's got to be careful because her right leg is also being threatened, although now I think Gabi has switched to attacking Tayane's left leg.
Gabrielle able to reset.
Yeah, for a moment there, she went up on that grip on the armpit with her left hand. She uses that to sweep people quite often. I think they're adjusting Tayane's gi here on her sleeve. Maybe her hand got lost in there. Gabi ever threatening that armbar, that triangle, and not necessarily in a threat to attack the submission, but just kind of keeping Tayane aware because it changes her movement patterns when the threat is there. So she hasn't really tried to finish it yet, but she has it there as an option. And we see this position a lot with these ladies. Tayane has the underhook with her left hand on the belt. Her right hand is still on the inside, though. Her elbow is on the outside, though, so that changes the position from not being able to have a triangle. And now Tayane's going to try to probably lift Gabi's hips up. Gabi's so good at keeping her hips down. That was a little more of an attempt on the triangle there. They're completely tied up still with 3:20 left. Tayane really bringing some heavy pressure down here. Got a deep lasso from Gabi, although it's now been released, so Tayane goes underneath the guard again. I think now she does have a more traditional double under. She does have her right arm all the way under. Before she had it only halfway through. Now she's got complete double unders here. Lifting Gabi's hips, though, is a big task. Gabi is so good from this position.
Yeah, opening her knees wide, keeping her hips heavy.
Yeah, you can see, look at Gabi's right hand, too, controlling the hand of Tayane, being able to push her hand behind her hip line. She could try that arm in the collar teepee choke. She actually did finish that on somebody earlier in the division, I believe, yesterday. And, you know, we hear, Gabi's corner is calling for passivity on Tayane. Bit of a difficult situation because we can see Tayane actively trying to lift the hips of Gabi. She just hasn't been able to be successful, but it doesn't mean she's passive. She just hasn't been able to get an angle.
2 minutes, 13 seconds left. This is the absolute final.
Gabi being really...
2025 IBJJF Worlds.
Sorry, Danny. Gabi being really active with that right foot, kind of extending in the armpit to off-balance Tayane a bit, but She also has a pan grip with her left hand, which is really going to stop Tayane's side movement, although she's now released that. Another bit of a triangle look there. .130 left on the clock.
Still all tied up. Gabrielli passing the lapel now to her right hand.
Tayane is trying to swing that left arm back underneath her left leg. Oh, and here we go. Gabi comes up, exposes the back of Tayane.
Pessanha.
She almost had a look at a seatbelt grip there, but Tayane's actually now turning to face her. She might be able to set her back down. Very hard to say. She's got Gabi's leg over her shoulder. She releases it. Gabi comes behind. She's going to score 2 points with 1 minute to go here.
Big moment for Gabrielli Pessanha, taking the lead late in this absolute final. One hook.
I don't know if you know this stat, Dan, but I don't think Tayane's ever actually had her back taken in black belt competition. I don't think it's ever happened. And her back defense is just really, really insane. I've seen it time and time again. We saw a little bit of a look at a choke there from Gabi. Oh, but she's climbing higher now. That means she definitely has a grip she believes in if she's going to come up. And she gets the choke.
Gabrielli Pessanha, absolute champion, gets the submission and her 10th black belt world title. Super heavyweight match ended by advantages. This one ends by submission. Gabrielli Pessanha gets the submission victory over Tayane Porfirio.
Wow, with just 20 seconds left, too. What a finish there.
Here is your absolute podium at the 2025 IBJJF World Jiu-Jitsu Championships. Gabrielli takes home double gold. This absolute title was her 10th world title as a black belt. Gets her absolute champion ring. What a performance from Gabi Pessanha. We got one more open class final coming up. What a weekend it's been here at the 2025 World Championships. Just got one match left. Eric Muniz, Gutenberg Pereira. Eric took gold at super heavyweight earlier today. Gutenberg got silver in the ultra heavyweight division. That one is coming up here shortly. That will close out our black belt matches